Okay, so following on from the theory session we did on breech delivery, breech birth, we're going to do now the practical demonstration. We find ourselves in a situation where we've got to support a woman who's about to give birth with a breech presentation. So what would be one of the key principles we'd need to bear in mind?
You don't touch the breech, it's hands off.
Yes, we'd want to make sure that we maintained a hands-off the breech approach as long as possible. Why would that be the case?
Because depending, you don't want to stimulate the baby to complicate the delivery. Plus you don't want to cause any trauma to the baby, which you could do by excessive handling.
Okay, so we keep our hands off the breech in order to minimise any damage to the baby and to make sure that we don't make the birth any more complicated than it already might be. Okay, so whilst you're prepared for the birth, what are you observing for?
Looking for descent. We would hope that the baby was in a sacroanterior position. We're observing for the cord, but we wouldn't touch. But primarily we're watching for descent, hoping that the legs will free themselves and drop down.
Okay, so at what point might we intervene?
If we can see that the legs are delaying descent, we would free the legs.
Okay, can you show me how you do that?
Yeah, we would run our fingers down the femur to the popliteal fossa, and we would apply popliteal pressure to flex the leg and release the leg, which would hopefully bring down the second leg.
Okay, and what will we do after we've done that?
We're hands off again.
Okay, so we go back to maintaining a hands-off approach. What are we observing for?
Descent, and we're hoping that the arms would be in the suitable position so that they would drop down on their own as well.
Okay, so what position are the arms in? What can you see about the arms?
They're in the extended position.
They're in the extended position, yes. So what does that mean?
We need to bring them out as we have to remove the legs.
Okay, and what manoeuvre might we use for that?
I position my fingers on the bony aspects of the pelvis so that I'm avoiding the abdomen because I don't want to cause any damage to internal organs. I would then rotate the baby from the transverse position into the lateral position. I would then splint down over the baby's face and out. I would then reposition the baby into the transverse position, and then if the second arm hadn't delivered, I would repeat the manoeuvre on the opposite side, so move the baby into the lateral position. Again, splint the second arm, move down to the elbow joint, flex the arm and sweep down and out, and then reposition the baby back into the transverse position and take my hands off again.
Okay, so now the arms have been delivered, what are we waiting for next?
We're waiting to see the nape of the neck so that we know when to step in to have the delivery of the head.
Okay, and how are we going to manage the delivery of the head? What manoeuvre are we going to use to manage the delivery of the head?
We'd use the modified Mauritius maneuver.
Okay, can you show me that?
So I would take the weight of the baby on my arm, and I need to insert my fingers, positioning one on the chin and two on the malar bones, making sure that I'm not poking the baby in its eyes. And then with my leading hand, position 2 fingers on the scapula, and I want 1 finger on the occiput. And as the baby descends, I flex the head slightly and deliver the baby up and over onto mum. Then we would continue as normal. We'd wrap the baby, make sure he's okay, we'd clamp and cut the cord